When you look at a map of the Middle East, the immediate assumption is often one of permanent, unsolvable hostility. Decades of headlines have painted a picture of a region entirely consumed by cross-border conflict. But look at the border with Egypt. Since the 1979 peace treaty, not a single Israeli bomb has fallen on Egyptian soil, and not a single Egyptian tank has crossed the border. The pattern holds to the east. The 1994 agreement with Jordan resulted in decades of total, continuous peace along their shared boundary. By 2020, this diplomatic framework expanded via the Abraham Accords, normalizing relations between Israel and the UAE, Bahrain, Morocco, and Sudan. Once again, the signatures were followed by a total absence of military clashes. Despite the region's volatile reputation, Israel and the major Arab powers have engineered a highly functional, highly stable diplomatic baseline. There is, however, one glaring exception to this stability: the state of Iran. Unlike the treaties with Egypt or Jordan, agreements involving Tehran have struggled to hold, with diplomatic breakthroughs frequently followed by a return to high-tension military standoffs. If diplomacy works seamlessly between Israel and major Arab powers, why does it reliably and violently fail with Iran? This friction points toward a structural divergence in how these nations use their national wealth and what they believe geopolitics is for. For modern Arab nations like Saudi Arabia and the UAE, state strategy is driven by one primary objective: rapid economic transformation. These governments are pouring billions of dollars into technology sectors, luxury tourism, and global finance, systematically future-proofing their societies for a world that runs on less oil. Executing a master plan on this scale requires absolute regional stability. A missile strike or a border war is a direct threat to foreign investment. This economic reality forces a transparent approach to diplomacy. When they sign treaties, the intention is clear: open conflict destroys capital. The Arab blueprint uses peace as a pragmatic tool to guarantee prosperity. Iran operates on a radically different model, a strategy known as the dual policy. The front of this policy looks like traditional statecraft. Iranian officials host diplomatic summits, participate in international negotiations, and project the image of a normal, treaty-bound nation. But behind closed doors, the state sponsors a shadow war, allowing Tehran to attack rivals without ever formally declaring a military conflict. They execute this through a proxy network. Iran acts as the central bank and primary armory for militant groups scattered across the Middle East. The formal diplomacy serves primarily as a smokescreen, buying time and political cover for an active, clandestine military campaign. The first major node in this network is Hezbollah, heavily funded and armed by Iran to maintain a militant stronghold in Lebanon. The second node is Hamas, operating in the Palestinian territories with weapons and financial backing routed directly from Tehran. The third major beneficiary is the Houthi rebel movement, armed and trained to control territory in Yemen. Alongside the proxy network, Iran directs a significant portion of its national budget toward a second pillar of its strategy: the development of a nuclear weapons program. This strategy frequently targets the exact nations trying to build stability. Through the Houthis, Iran has repeatedly directed drone and missile strikes at the oil refineries and commercial hubs of Saudi Arabia and the UAE. Instead of building its domestic economy, Iran weaponizes its national wealth against the neighbors who are attempting to secure the region. The combination of a looming nuclear program and an active, aggressive proxy network has forced a major calculation among Middle Eastern powers. The result is a quiet geopolitical realignment. Arab nations and Israel, states with historically tense relations, find themselves forming a unified bloc against a shared existential threat. Because of this shared risk, major Arab capitals maintain a firm, cautious distance from Tehran, while quietly backing Israel's hardline security operations against Iranian proxies. Diplomacy works when all parties involved actually want the resulting peace. A signature on a treaty means nothing if the government holding the pen is simultaneously funding a shadow war next door.